It's the Chargers. Back to the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. It's the Chargers holding on to the football as we jump into the action in quarter number 1. Got a man. It's Brown.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
He'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. This is Brown going up the middle.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. This will go as an 11-yard loss there on 1st and goal.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello to Big Way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Chargers are on the board here first in the season opener.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos about set to go on offense. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams trying to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Back to throw again.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run with a big back, A.J. Dillon.
And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive.
Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Oh, good move. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
And defensively, you're going to have some guys with hands on hips looking to the heavens right now. You've got a fairly clean shot at the quarterback here, but he's able to worm his way out of that initial contact. And not only that, he's able to hot-foot it downfield for good yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Davenport able to drop it for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Pulled in at the 24. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Extra point forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From the 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Now a run for Barner. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Out quick. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Charger offense making their way back out there. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. An inside give, Brown. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now. Toronto in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd down and 11. He'll drop to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. The Chargers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox.
Complete to Dawson Knox. A 6-yard pickup.
They'll run it now with Barner. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
It's 3rd and 1.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw.
And that's caught. It's Bryan Edwards.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 45-yard line. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
That's going to be caught by Judy. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And they'll run the end around here with Judy.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line.
Now Barner. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st.
I like this focus, though, because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
They run again with Barner. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Edwards. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 19.
Holding. Offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. They'll run. It's Barner. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. Brings up 3rd
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chargers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Another completion there. And we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
It's a big one there for the Chargers. 45 yards.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now back to throw. Buying time to his left.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the first down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
Back to throw now on first down. He's got it. The tight end, Allen. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up first and goal.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's third and goal.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on third and goal. They try and run forward here with Brown, and he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Chargers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
Broncos nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 13. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. They're going to look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw here. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And this one is right through. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. Justin Jefferson, over 200 yards receiving with 2 touchdown grabs. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. Sky Moore, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this 3rd quarter. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, if they score here, this one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now. And I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory. Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Here's a give to Brown. And he stopped immediately there.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 44-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Chargers' 47.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Edwards.
And he will have the Broncos 1st down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Broncos are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Dillon is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
They'll look to run with Dillon.
No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different?
True.
You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is good. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter,
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
He's going to keep this again.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Running right, here's Brown. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one. He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Handing it off to Brown. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Completes this one to Starks. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up first and goal.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Brown going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. 3 tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal.
They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They'll look to throw now on first down.
On the move past the 40. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Finding Knox there, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw again.
Going right back to Knox, and again a completion. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw.
Open man, he completes it to Judy. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
8 yards.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal.
He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Broncos 3.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he wisely will throw that one away. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken around the 12. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. They defer to Brown to start the drive. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for our visitors, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Denver, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs.